Hello, I hope you're very well. So this week's video, and I think I'm still getting my head around this new technology. It's very exciting because we just don't know how far we can do or go now using some of this technology, which is topical, to actually create volume in the skin. So I have some notes, so bear with me because I'm learning too, but I wanted to share because it's very exciting. So we're going to be talking about the new Filler Creme, which some of you have already got and some will be getting soon. So this is a good video for you to start understanding how blessed we are with cosmetic chemistry, because this stuff can actually create and stimulate your body to create volume in the skin where we lose it when we age. And something that Dr. Des sort of talks about, so the process and the name of this video is going to be on a technical word called dermatoporosis, which is basically when we lose volume in the skin, and it can become quite chronic where people are more prone to bruising. And you'll very much understand the term of when you see sort of your grandma's skin and it's very frail. Now, the sad truth is that our skin naturally compounds with age, and I talk about that a lot, but we don't often talk about how our fat deposits in our skin also decrease, and the fat deposits where we want the most. And this is why you will see people are very prone to wanting a quick fix, and they'll inject filler into the skin, which is made of hyaluronic acid. Now, just to give you an idea, our skin is made of like a factory, and that factory needs key nutrients to do its job. But sadly, when we're born with that factory usually optimal for most people, but due to environmental stresses, we have a great lot of loss of the key components that keep our skin doing its job. So there's an ingredient called hyaluronic acid, and I'm sure a lot of you guys would be aware of it. You can buy it in many products. The reason why it hasn't worked in the past ultimately is because it's too big a molecule to get from a skincare product into the skin, and this is what makes this technology is so exciting. So they figured out a way to basically refine the molecule and get into the skin, which then replenishes the whole skin's factory. So our skin actually loses a great deal. So the stat was daily we lose a third of our natural stores of HA, which is hyaluronic acid. So if you think about my forehead, and you can see how I'm very talk with my face, so I get lines through the day. So when you're looking at aging and volume loss, I think Dr. Des explains it super well in this quote. So he says, when we analyze cosmetic procedures, we find that fillers and botulinum injections are overwhelmingly drivers of the anti-aging market. Many consumers concerned with loss of volume do fillers, and while that may be an excellent response to large hollow areas when done by an expert, many end up with an unnatural appearance. So natural hyaluronic acid in the skin has a high turnover, and we lose about a third of our natural stores every day. So dermal fat fillers are also used to replace lost volume, but that requires surgical intervention. We know that the skin tends to lose the fat layer under the dermis as we age. Concurrently, the skin also starts to produce less and less natural HA until we reach a stage of dermatoporosis, which is a weakness of the skin structure. This is when the skin loose and underfilled. So often you'll see that if you pinch your cheeks, you want to have a nice volume there. That indicates that the volume hasn't gone. But when I smile, I move. But when I'm at relax, a lot of those lines, there's nothing there. So that tells me the volume, all my hard work, is keeping that volume underneath. Another thing to think about is that the neck. So the neck kind of gets vertical lines as we age because it loses that volume or that natural store. So if we're losing a third of our natural HA a day, we need to replenish it. Yeah. So, I talk about vitamin A a lot. So vitamin A stimulates the body's factory to produce hyaluronic acid or HA. Okay, so that's great. So that's step one. We need to get that stimulation, and we need to constantly be improving the international doses and the delivery of the vitamin A to actually get the skin factory to be stimulating that production of hyaluronic acid. But when we've got volume loss already, we need to now start to use something to start supporting that volume loss and to work with the vitamin A to actually stimulate a much higher yield of volume inside the skin. So a skincare product cannot be a physical filler, right? And I don't want that. I don't want to have something artificially in my face. But what I want to do is I want to make my skin more bulletproof to its environment and to the damage that's been done in the past, which means I'm going to start adding in twice a day the Filler Creme underneath my vitamin A, and I'm going to apply it to my full face and neck. So I'm going to do my pre-cleanser in clay, leave on for 1 minute to 1 hour, cleanse it off, cleanse, and then I'm going to roll my skin, apply my toner and filler serum, and then the rest of my ingredients. So this is what's going to start to actually stimulate a bit more intelligently the key to where the volume is lost. There is a lot of really big guns in this guy, but there is something super new. They selected out of, I think it was thousands of different types of peptides. It can actually stimulate the fat stores. So if people are having surgical procedures because they don't have fat, so they're taking, let's say, fat from their butt and putting it into their face through surgery, this can actually stimulate on that key area. So don't worry, you're not going to put weight on, but you want to put volume back in the skin. So that losing of the adipose layer of the skin, the thinning of the fat layer of the skin in the areas where we want the most. This has new technology, a peptide that can stimulate that tissue. So that is new and exciting. So I think we're going to all kind of find a little bit of fun with this new tool in our kit. So I want to give you a little bit of information about it. So it's all about revolumizing the skin and reversing that process of the dermatoporosis, which is what we don't want. We don't want lack of volume in the areas where we keep youthful. Yeah, because when we lose that volume, the skin also has other issues because its delivery system isn't optimal. It's more reactive to the environment. More skin disease will hang out. Vitamin A has a harder time getting into the living cells. So keeping that volume has so many benefits. That's a sneak peek of it. Some of you already have it, as I said. Some of it will be experiencing it soon. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll talk soon. Have a beautiful day. Bye for now.